Cebu. The beginning of great food starts from fresh sourcing and amazing ingredients. We are in the very beginnings of everything delicious and anyone can cook. Inside the vegetable market of Carbon is Chef Dre and Chef Marco. Look at that. We're haggling, we're doing our market trade, buying the produce. So what are you looking for today?
All right, so today we're going to be getting a lot of the local produce. What we're going to be focusing on with our dish today is more of a Mindanaoan dish. So a lot of the items we're going to use are the aromatics: lemongrass, turmeric, galangal, ginger, sili, onion, garlic. You know, we're going to keep the things light and fresh, and we want a lot of power in our dishes. And so, of course, the best is getting everything locally and getting everything fresh. So here at Carbon Market, we have a veritable buffet of fresh vegetables on this. My first time here, very excited, guys.
And
Thank you very much.
it's not stinky.
No!
We're happy. Yeah, we're going to go around the whole circuit, and those who haven't been to Carbon Market see it through these eyes. As somebody, a purveyor of food, and somebody like you, understands the fresh ingredient. When did it get picked this morning? And Marco's here to do restaurant market trade.
Well, it's a challenge, but we see already the beautiful tomato, and we see some other product like a fresh basil and lettuces. That is what I actually more focus on.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm keeping my eyes out for anything weird, so we'll see what we get. Maybe we can find some pako. You know, I love pako.
Yeah, we love that too.
Okay, good luck to us, you see.
Coconut tree with lots of banana leaves around us and the coconut. So go ahead, Andrew. What are we doing?
So we need buko. Okay, we need the nyog. What we're going to be doing is two types of things with this. Number one, we're going to get them grated so that we can squeeze out all the gata. You know, we want that milk, we want that coconut cream out of it, which we're going to be using for our sauce for today's dish. As well, we're going to have it cracked open. We're going to peel out the meat. We're going to burn it, and then we're going to pulverize it. That's going to be for our 𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝗏, which is a Mindanaoan burnt coconut paste that we're going to use to season our dish and also to color it. And exciting stuff, guys. I mean, come on, look at this. Huh? This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. So very excited to be working with what we have and to see what we have to offer. Okay, guys, so we got something really cool here, right? This is buwa. This is like, I'd say kind of like a spongy growth that gets inside there, right? Not all coconuts have this, but it's delicious. It kind of reminds me like a lion's mane mushroom, you know? It's got a slight sweetness to it. It's very light and airy in its flavor. Again, very spongy. It's really, really cool stuff. Not found in all coconuts, and I'm sure at some point of their development that's how it grows. Kind of like finding a pearl in an oyster, you know? They can get really big. This is a tiny one, but they're really good stuff. Nice to find it here.
market, you need to go to the third floor, Breakfast of Champions, right? So we're behind a Puto Maya stand. It's a signature thing in the Carbon market. Puto Maya is sticky rice with like red grain.
Yeah.
That's dipped in chocolate, cicuate, and mango.
Really?
Yeah.
This is new for me. This is new for me. I like this.
Really?
I like
Really?
This. Yeah.
So this is what Thailand is when you have the sticky rice.
Sticky rice with the mango and the coconut.
With
right?
the coconut.
Yeah.
But manang, unsa may naanin niyo kana? Unsa may na? Unsa man na? So Puto Maya. So if you look, it's red. Red and white. So it's like red rice or sticky rice, glutinous rice. So whatever your choice of filling is, it's perfect for like hot chocolate.
Matamis na ba?
Sorry?
Matamis na ba?
Oh, so it's already sweetened, cooked with coconut.
Coconut and refined sugar.
Okay, so it's
Yum.
really like a nice glossy. If I
Yeah.
look at it, welcome to an episode of high vibration, creativity, and love for Philippine soil. This theme is centered around GLOCAL, which is global execution, local ingredients. Today we're so excited because we have a chef collaborator that's doing a kitchen takeover, and this takeover is wild. It's wild because he represents Wild in Siargao, but also in the same way, we want to celebrate the Filipino, and we want to celebrate how you can use your ingredients that is found in the local market, in the grocery store, and into your home, proving that anyone can cook. My name is Kate Dychangco-Anzani, and I'm your host, and we're gonna have a sizzling, delicious time making these ingredients. And today with an audience, we have an audience of expat women that are dying to embrace the Philippine culture, but quite scared how to use these ingredients. The French, Canadians, the Brazilians, the Spanish coming over, and it's a little bit threatening in our path. However, we're so excited to embrace this new mode and this new interactive, dynamic course of a cooking class and straight into your plate.
So we're going to be making the Adlai Pyanggang paella. So the thought process here, right? We're going to be making a few different things, about 4 different things. And I'll be calling you over, I think, once we set things up. All right, yeah, I want to hear that. Come on, come on, come on. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
There you go. That's what I want to hear. The ingredients we're going to be using today are very much going to be basically the bounty of the local markets that we have here. Very much from the coconut. We're going to be using the niyog. We're going to be using also for coconut milk, the grated coconut. We're going to be using the scallion, garlic, ginger, turmeric, which I really enjoy. The lemongrass, tanglad. We have adlai, Job's tears. All right. With all that, we've made a beautiful sambal, and this is all using the local aromatics that we have here. And what we have that's very special is a bit of burnt coconut. This also derived from the coconut, and this is what we use to get with the meat. And this is going to make our itum paste, which is the pumapa itum, which we're going to use to color and flavor our dishes. Ladies, shall we get started? Okay. Let's make itum paste. So one thing that we got to do, I'll just take over here real quick, is we need to blend up this coconut. The idea is to pulverize it into a powder. And then what we're gonna do next, are gonna grate them right in here. Yeah. Yep. You don't need to go all the way. Okay, then we just put the rest of this guy in here. Let me just scrape them out, and that should be enough turmeric just to help bind it a little bit. That turmeric's gonna add a bit of moisture. And since we're using this more as a flavoring, we don't really need to add too much salt or anything to here. And generally, it's also got a bit of chili, but since I have a lot of chili already in the sambal paste, I'm gonna omit it from this one because we already have a lot of different levels that we're adding spice to, and this way we can control our spice intake a bit more. Okay, so in kitchens especially, where I like the pinch. You know, I'm not a big fan of, you know, having to pour things or shake. You can't measure, you know, and that's why a pinch is very important. You can figure out, and of course, you know, Salt Bay, you know, seasoned from high. It's good salt. Ooh, oh wow. It's very tasty. Yeah, try some. So again, this is going to give us color and it's going to give us flavor, as well as body from the coconut meat that's in here. There's still a lot of oils and fats from the coconut that are in here, which have now been caramelized through the blackening process.
No need oil.
No need yet. When we cook it out, the oil will release. Okay, and our sambal, we are just going to do a little bit of finishing on our sambal here. So, oh. Would you like to get in this one, or? So essentially what we're going to do here, we're just going to pound it a bit and get the juices out. All right, so I just had this all pre-chopped, but what we're going to do with the mortar and pestle is now we're going to release all the juices and stuff inside. As well, we're going to be adding a little bit of bagoong for some background. A touch of patis, and we're going to add a bit of sugar as well. And this will help round out all that aroma, round out the spice, and give everything a bit more of a oomph. Okay, we want oomph. Okay, so this is going to be our base seasonings, right? So we've got now the sambal, we've got the pumapa itum, okay? So these guys together are gonna be our base flavorings for a lot of things. And so what we're gonna be using this for, this is also gonna be the marinade for our chicken. So I don't need you guys to get your hands dirty. I'll be the dirty hand guy here.
Perfect.
All right?
Yeah, I'm abusing.
So of course seasoning is very important. You know, don't be afraid of seasoning. You know, we can always taste after. But one important step that we're doing here is not just marinating the chicken, but we're also going to sear it. Because in searing the chicken, we're going to develop the flavor. In developing the flavor, we get the caramelization in the skin. Okay? So if you'll see, the color has gotten there. All right. And what's important now is to get on our searing, because we want to create that flavor. I told you, ladies, you're going to be cooking after this, huh? After I show you, it's all you guys. You got the big one. Yeah. Okay. Honestly and scientifically, olive oil should only be finished with. It has too low of a smoke point. But I would say then culturally, we like to think that olive oil is better, which, no, it's better to finish with. But if you were to cook, you want to fry with something more neutral. So we can get that, and then, so now it's essentially half cooked. That top side's cooked up. And then when we put it in, we're gonna pat it in, and it's gonna spend about 15 minutes cooking in with the rest of the ingredients. And all that juice and flavor now will get concentrated into the final dish.
Sounds pretty elaborate. Sounds delicious. You put it on, how do you put it on any dish? I do it. Wonderful. Sounds delicious. You put it on, how do you put it on any dish? I do it. Wonderful.
Couple of scoops. So this is all concentrated flavor. And we're gonna add some of our,
Looks like soya.
right?
This is really interesting. Like the coconut drink. Never tried in my life. I'm a Filipino.
Yeah. Don't worry, it's not my first time.
It's my first time.
I've tried this. I've tried it already. Don't worry. I swear it tastes good.
Yeah, it smells good. It looks like it tastes good too.
There, we have that nice color coming out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some of the adlai, or we're going to add the adlai, the soaked adlai. Now, why do I soak the adlai? That just helps take out some of the starch so that when it cooks, they kind of stay apart a bit more. It's a less starchy dish. Adlai, soaked. And that means we're going to do 4 cups of chicken stock. You know, you can still put carrot, definitely onion. Even spring onion works. Like even right now, you want to toast it a bit, much like you would with paella rice. Because even when you do a paella, you want to add the rice and you want to give it a bit of a toast. It adds a dimension to the dish. And I'll be adding 4 cups of water. As per the ratio. We want to cook it for about 5 minutes to kind of get it started before we add the chicken. We're looking at about a 20-minute cooking time. So would anybody like to set me a 5-minute timer, please? Okay, I'm just going to add a little more chicken stock because this looks like it's getting reduced quite quickly. Chicken stock. Yes. Okay, and now that we're at this point, we can add the chicken. So this is where we're going to cook it fully. So we're going to get it, we're going to kind of push it in there. So we still have that caramelization, and it's still going to cook inside. And now all this flavor is going to cook into the meat, and the meat into the adlai. Now, another thing I like to do, just for extra flavor, we have the lemongrass, tanglad.
Wow, full flavor. So you don't smash it?
No, well, we can. Traditionally, you would. But I'm using this more as a garnish. So it cooks into it. Okay? If I can get a timer for 15 minutes, please.
Wow, what is that?
Okay, it's just to add a little bit of color. It's just some cherry tomatoes with a bit of olive oil and salt. So just what it does is that the tomato now adds not just freshness but also acidity. And it'll add a little pop to break up the mouthfeel and flavors that are already in the dish. Okay? Because even then with food, it's always nice to think about colors. That's why I'm a big fan of kalabasa, the squash. All right, we'll just add a few calamansi here because they look really nice. And this is actually only the second time that I've ever made this dish.
Oh, here we go.
And you know, ladies, I'll have you notice I haven't even tasted it yet, right? I'm not gonna. You guys are gonna be the first ones to taste it. And you know what, I tell you? That's how confident I am. Oh, keep him away from here, huh? who let that guy in here? All right, and put in some of these guys just to give it some look. And ladies, may I have space on the counter, please? Okay. And so now we take a bit of this and we can give a little drizzle around. And I know it's black on black on black, but that little bit of excess sauce is what's going to make the difference on our dish today.
Day of flavors. My God, so dynamic, and I'm just still reeling from the vibration of those girls.
Kate, I had a wonderful, wonderful day today. I mean, great time here with the ladies. They did an excellent job and are doing an excellent job. They're still cooking.
They're still
As
cooking.
we speak. We're not even done yet, but we're still going to enjoy. We have a lot to do.
It's amazing. It's been like a power fact play of Lithuanians, the Frenchies, the Spanish. Like we got girls from England in there. And you know, this is really the way to do life. You know, when you look at that, there's so much curiosity for the way to live life, and they're so curious to experience, to travel, to really see Cebu and the Philippines. They ask stories, where to stay, what to eat, what else should I do? And this is the reason why we exist. People like us who love to fulfill wishes, dreams, cooking, grandma's cooking. Tell me overall what your overall experience was with cooking. Were there any hiccups, challenges?
Well, there are always hiccups and challenges, but that's what makes us better chefs.
Yes.
It is because of the challenges, it's because of the hiccups that we find our solutions. Now, that being particularly in the kitchen, what makes chefs in particular, not only artists, but what makes them quite kooky and crazy is that we have so many specific things to fix. There's problems that arise every day that are not of your norm, and we got to deal with it, and there's no excuse. You are only as good as your last dish.
Right.
All right? And we need to do that come hell or high water. We need to give the utmost best that we can, and it is what we want to do. We are happy people that want to see people happy. We love the personability.
And doing what we love with life purpose. And really, after a lockdown and pandemic, the end game is to better ourselves. And bettering ourselves, iron sharpening iron. So if you have like a heartbeat that this is something that you want to get into, or you're too afraid to explore, what you said earlier, just hit the ball and hit the nail on the head, because really, anyone can cook.
Anyone can cook.
Right.